What I want to discuss about today is a term called floating gears. A lot of you truck drivers may know what I'm talking about. Floating gears is just another term as in clutchless, using engine speed and vehicle speed to shift gears instead of using a clutch. Usually the term is called floating gears. I've also heard of people calling it clutchless techniques. So what I'm going to do here is show you guys, demonstrate for you guys this afternoon on floating gears in your 5-speed. A lot of truck drivers do it. Actually, a lot of trucks you have to do it. But I'm going to show you how to do it with your 5-speed manual transmission. First thing you're going to want to do, start the car. Kind of a no-brainer. Okay, so what we got here, typical 5-speed manual transmission. It's typical shift pattern. Actually, most shift patterns are all the same when it comes to a console shifter. If you're dealing with a column shifter, you might have 3 on the tree, which is another loose term, as 3 speeds on the column. Here we got a 5-speed. Some of them are 4 speeds if you're dealing with an older Mustang or maybe an older Camaro. But this here is a typical 5-speed you would find on most domestic and import models. Okay, so over here is first, second, third, fourth, there's fifth, this is reverse. Okay, now some shifters, there's actually a lever that you have to pop up and then go into reverse like that. Some domestic models have it, some imports even have it as far as I know, but this model doesn't have it, so that's reverse. Some 6-speed shifters, some console shifters with dealing with 6-speed transmissions, you have first, second, there might be third, fourth, fifth, and then sixth. Okay, and then reverse, you got to shift all the way over to like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to select the proper gear. I got to throw this thing in reverse. Ooh, a little bit of grinding action. Grind me a pound, Mr. Deli Man. Okay, so what I'm going to do for this demonstration is I'm only going to use the clutch when I need it. Meaning starting and stopping. I have to use the clutch, either that or I'm going to stall the engine. Kind of a no-brainer, right? So what I'm going to do for this demonstration is I'm going to put my left foot on the seat. Oh, this hurts more than it looks, believe me, and don't be getting any ideas either. Okay, so I'm going to keep my left foot here on the seat. It makes me wonder, I'm the tallest out of the family, damn near pushing 7 feet tall, and my mom and dad are like 4'9". It makes you wonder. Even your mother even thinks the same about you. Here you have both your sisters that are neurosurgeons, and here you are, the unemployed porn star that you are. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my foot down because the lower discs in my back are about ready to snap, and I'm going to depress the clutch all the way in, park brake off, reverse, and we're going to get started. We're going to back out onto the road here. Oh, that hurts. If you're going to be doing that, you might want to take it slow. Okay, everybody can see my left knee. Freaking salt. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and back out onto the road. Clutch in. Just backing out of the driveway right now, so just take her easy, just relax. Okay, so first gear, I'm going to shift all the way over to the left. You guys, this is your first time driving a standard, pretty straightforward. Clutch in. This is your neutral range, all the way over to the left, in. Just like that. Okay, that's first gear. For those of you that don't know. Okay, starting off, my left foot is right here now. Okay, see my knee? I'm not touching the clutch at all. Now remember, you got to use a combination of engine RPM and vehicle speed in order to do this. If I let off the gas right now, notice I can't just pop it out. Okay, until I get near a dead stop. So you got to use engine RPM and vehicle speed in order to do this. Watch. There's second. I didn't even touch the clutch. Okay. Now, downshifting is a different story because you got to get your RPMs up. Okay, there. See, I just gave the engine a bit of a rev. I'm going to use the clutch to stop because I'm at a stop sign. I'm going to wait for this truck. Okay, letting out the clutch slow. Okay. Engine RPM, vehicle speed, there's second gear. My foot is not even on the accelerator. Going to go from second to third. Engine speed about 20 miles per hour, about 1500 RPM. Second to third. Here we go. Okay, the engine RPM was a little too high. You notice that I grinded, I tickled the gear a little bit there. Don't force it, you know, you won't do any transmission damage as long as you don't force it in there. A lot of people will say, well, not using the clutch is hard on the clutch. Well, how the hell can that be? You're not even using it. You know, so tell your friends that if they decide to make an argument with you, they'll shut up pretty quick. Okay, so I'm just cruising around town right now. I'm still doing about 20 miles per hour. This is good enough for third gear. This is the real speed limit around here. I'm going to take a side street in a moment here. And I'm going to downshift into second, and we're going to take another intersection here. Now if you're in a hurry to get off from the light, you can do what most truck drivers do, and that is skip gears. So I can start off from first gear and very easily just go into third. I'll show you that in a minute. I don't want to confuse you guys. So engine RPM, there's second gear right there. Okay. Very straightforward. So now I'm just taking a little tour down this side street, second gear. I'm going to come to a complete stop for no friggin' reason. There's first. See, I gave it a bit of an RPM jolt. I blipped the accelerator pedal just a bit so I could get the transmission out of second and into first. And I still had the RPMs to my advantage. You need the RPMs in order to do this. If you don't have the RPMs right, you're going to grind the hell out of your gears. So clutch is in. I'm at a dead stop. I'm pretending there's a stop sign here, which there really isn't. So clutch out. There's my knee right here. I'm not touching the clutch. So I'm going to take another tour down this side road. 15 mile per hour. RPM's about 1200. There's second. And I'm going to take second to third. I'm going to take it easy. Oh, third gear. Now, see, my RPMs were just a little bit too high. I got a little bit throttle happy, and that's why I kind of tickled the gear. I'm going a little too fast for my own good. So just take your time with it. You know, it'll take you some time in order to get this done, to do it properly. It'll take you a few tries before you get it right. So now I'm coming on to another side street here. I don't need to downshift in a hurry. Look at that. It just slid in like butter. My engine RPM is so low right now that, and so is my vehicle speed, that it just slid into second without me even doing anything, without even revving the engine or anything. So, you know, let's say I'm coming up to a dead stop right now, and I want to get into first gear. Look at that, first gear. Didn't even touch the clutch. So engine RPM first to second. There's second. Coming up to another stop sign here. I'm going to take it out on the highway in a minute. I'm going to show you first to third right now. Let's say I'm in a little bit of a hurry. Maybe there's a whole bunch of wing nuts behind me, and they're kind of, you know, tailgating you a bit because they're in a hurry to get home. So they're kind of giving you the message, hey buddy, speed up a little bit. So I'm going to go from first to third. I got to get my RPMs right, but remember, RPMs are high right now. Listen to the engine, okay? It needs to be shifted into higher gear. So remember, give it some time before you cram it into third, because your RPMs have to drop. There's third. See, just like that. So if you're in a hurry like that, you know, you can always skip a gear, but you got to remember, don't force it, because you got to wait for your RPMs to drop. There's second. See, my RPMs were a little bit too high there. I tickled the gear a little bit. Don't force it like I just did, or you will get that. And that is not necessarily good in your transmission if you do it too many times. So just take it easy with the transmission. So engine speed and engine RPM are major. Now, different transmissions are geared differently. There's different gear ratios for certain engines, certain transmissions rather. So, if you know, if you do it at 20 miles an hour and you get it to grind and you have to use the clutch, we'll try it at a lower speed. Try it at maybe at a higher speed. See what you get. Now, I'm going to take this tour down this side road here, and I'm going to go into third gear. Look at that, just like butter. Like I'm not touching the clutch. Here's my left foot right here. My right foot's on the accelerator, you know. Now, it'll take you guys a couple of tries. You know, you might grind a few gears on your first attempt. Don't worry about it. Okay, so I'm just about to come up to the highway here. I'm going to come to a complete stop. I'm going to downshift using my accelerator. I'm going to blip the throttle. There's first. Clutch in. Coming to a complete stop. I've just joined police foundations, so I kind of have to obey the laws because someday I'll probably enforce them. And we're going to get started on our merry way here. So, my left foot is over here in the corner. Everybody can see it. I'm in first gear right now. I'm going to first to second. right now. My vehicle speed was a little too high there, so second to third. Slid right in like butter. 30 miles an hour, third to fourth. Look at that, right in like butter. Nothing to it. There's absolutely nothing to it. It just slid right in there. I didn't force it. It didn't even grind. There's fifth. Look at that. So right now we're doing a steady cruising speed of 45 miles per hour. When you cross an intersection, that's when you shift gears. Never shift gears in the middle of an intersection. Never a good idea. You truck drivers know about that. Second to third, there you go. I tickled the gear a little bit. My RPMs were just a little bit too high. They were just coming down, but they weren't down far enough. Third to fourth. Okay, so look at that. Just slid right in. I'm not forcing it. It's just sliding right in there. You know? Like I say, it'll take some practice. You just have to remember, you will not be able to shift gears if you let off the accelerator, okay? See, right now, I can't get it out of fourth, okay? Because with my foot off the accelerator, what it is doing is creating drag. Drag is no good. You gotta know when to let off the accelerator and when to slide it out, okay? And it takes some trying. See, there's third gear. You know what I mean? It'll take some trying, okay? So, like I say, you'll have to practice with it. If you're grinding too much, you know, just take it easy. You know, your RPMs or your engine speed, your RPMs or your vehicle speed is obviously not proper for it in order to shift into that particular gear. So just take your time with it. Like, there's no rush into it. You know, just take your time. You'll eventually get it. I'm not saying do this every single time. But, you know, if you're driving down a city street where there's a lot of traffic lights and you're hitting every single red light, you know, it's not that bad. Like, it won't harm your transmission in the least doing this, okay? And it'll save you from getting tired out in the long run. So remember, keep that in mind. And there you have it. So that's how you float gears in your 5-speed manual transmission. I've done this for years. It works in domestic vehicles, import vehicles. It doesn't matter what you drive. It'll work, okay? So remember, as long as you're not forcing the gears, as long as you're not grinding them, you're not doing any damage. And don't worry if all of a sudden, oh, look at that, I just grinded about 3/4 of my third gear out. No, you didn't. Trust me, these were designed and they were built using cast iron. Trust me, it was designed for many years of women driving these vehicles. Oh, there I go with a sexual comment. That one's going to get me a lot of negativity. Okay, but anyway, you get my general idea. So anyway, with that being said, take care of yourselves, and we'll catch you right back here next weekend. Make sure your park brake's on. Oh, make sure it's in gear, too. That helps.